Hello everyone, I'm finally going on vacation. So this video will be super improvised and I'm gonna show you how I'm packing my stuff for a short 1 week trip to some warm country, and I'm not gonna tell you which country yet because probably if everything will go successful you will see it in my next video. But let's focus right now how I pack my stuff, what will be inside the backpack, and my thinking process about which camera to choose, which film to choose, and so on and so forth. Let's go. Let me quickly show you my private vault where I store all of my cameras. So here we have medium format, some point and shoots, and this is all about 35mm cameras. I'm thinking about what to choose, my old and trusty fully mechanical Nikon FM3A or quite modern Nikon F80. For me, it's not about cameras, let's say, but all about lenses. Okay, so let's grab these two and let's see what lenses we could pick up. As I mentioned, I have two options, FM3A or F80. These two are amazing cameras, but the thing is that even Nikon claims that all bodies with f-mount support all f-mount lenses ever produced. There is always a catch. These bodies, they only support lenses which have aperture ring on them. In some modern lenses, for example like 28-300, as you can see there are no aperture ring, so you can't control aperture directly on a lens, so it's only possible via the electronic components in the camera. And of course fully manual cameras like this one, which can even work without batteries, is not possible. You would say, okay Victor, just grab this one because it also has f-mount and potentially support all of the possible lenses for Nikon. But there is a catch. For some reason, Nikon decided to ditch light meter capabilities, which is amazingly, I would say, controversial, or I'm just trying to avoid saying stupid. Because if you attach lenses like this one, 135 2.8 Series E, to this body, of course it will work. Yes, it will fire the shutter, blah blah blah. But the thing is that for some reason light meter doesn't work. So you can manually control the aperture, like I don't know, like f11. You even have focus confirmation inside of viewfinder. But the problem is that there is no way to switch camera to aperture mode. You immediately see error here. And because of that, I'm a little bit limited on what camera to choose. In that case, let's start looking at lenses which are compatible with one or another body. For my f80 from modern lenses, I have this very inexpensive Yanua 35mm f2.0. Picture quality, to be honest, is very impressive for a lens that cost me around 50 euros used on Marktplaats here in the Netherlands. The next compatible lens is this Nikon 60mm macro 2.8. It can work on both bodies, but it's kind of heavy for 60mm. And from focal length perspective, it's not yet tele, let's say, not close to 85mm, but already too far away from 35 or even 50. So it's a kind of weird choice for a vacation trip. Then I have this monster of a lens. Maybe it doesn't look big, but just wait until I'm gonna zoom it to 300mm. This is hyper zoom from 28 to 300mm. Actually, this could be a perfect choice for the trip because this lens combines everything what you need for a trip like that. You have 28mm for wide landscapes, you have 35, 50 for, I don't know, kind of street photography, etc. And then you can even utilize 200 or 300mm for some amazing and never ever seen before shots, because for some reason in film community people leaning towards only 35 or maximum 50mm, which if you ask me, not usually a good idea, because photography go far beyond than just typical and kind of boring 35mm. But you being you, I'm not gonna judge, so everyone is different, so that's okay. Okay, let's talk about downsides of this lens. Because it's hyper zoom, of course you can't expect to have here super wide apertures. Specifically this one has 3.5 on 28mm, but I think starting from 70 or something like that, aperture closes to 5.6, which of course definitely will not work during some low light conditions. Of course, you can work around it because this is a modern lens and of course it has optical stabilizer. But yeah, still, I would like to prefer something lightweight and bright. Maybe the good choice would be to bring this Yongnuo or Yangnuo, whatever, 35 2.0 to cover all of the possible situations. And then for option 2, which is Nikon FM3A, I have my favorite trinity of lenses. This one, probably you already seen it a lot in my videos, is 28 2.8. My favorite lens, to be honest. I shoot it a lot. Then I recently bought this Weightlander Ultron 40mm 2.8, and I really love it. It's super small. It's actually kind of pancake design lens. I can remove lens hood and you will see how thin it is. So, and the picture quality is outstanding, to be honest. I really, really love this lens. Again, for my taste, I more prefer 40mm rather than 35. And then 50 is also one of my favorites, but probably in my past photography career, I used it too much. That's why probably right now I'm leaning more 40mm instead of 50 or 35. And then the last but not least, super compact 135 series E 2.A Nikon lens. I really love it as well because, to be honest, usually I don't shoot it wide open because in general I don't shoot wide open. I choose wider apertures only when necessary, so usually I step down my lenses to 5.6 or f8. I don't bother about the softness at 2.8 because at f8 or f5.6 this is super sharp and it doesn't take too much space in my backpack. Okay, so this is what we have. Maybe 60mm is out of scope. You know, probably specifically for this trip, I'm gonna choose option 2. Cool, I figured out the camera. So next step is film. Let's check it out what I still have left in my fridge. Okay, turned out that I don't have much 35mm film. I have some strange films from these guys, probably from Brazil. Couple of relamography rolls. Okay, this bag was already exposed to X-ray, so maybe I'm gonna leave it at home. I have a lot of Fujifilm 200, which is actually looks and feels like Kodak Gold, and I have a lot of Kodak Gold. Okay, I don't have much choice, but I remember that somewhere, yes, I have this Cinestill 50D, and I have this interesting roll of Silbera. I think it's also ISO 50, yes. And since the country which I'm gonna visit will be super sunny, I probably gonna pick up this too. The next will be Kodak Gold, another Kodak Gold. 400 ISO is too much. Maybe I will pick up something experimental like this one. Okay, let's consider it. And what we have here, okay, it's also Kodak Gold and expired portrait. Okay, and what is super strange, I don't have much black and white film, which is very disappointing. So probably I'm gonna pick up another gifted film with the cool packaging like Kiki Pan 320, and I need another roll. Maybe I'm gonna pick up this Cinestill Double-X. I will be there for almost 1 week, and usually in case of perfect conditions I shoot around 1 roll per day. So in that case I need 5 or 6 color rolls and 2-3 black and white rolls. So I decided to choose Cinestill 50D, Silbera ISO 50 as well, and then, just as boring as it could be, 3 rolls of Kodak Gold. For black and white I decided to stop on this Cinestill Double-X and this cool looking Kiki Pan 320. Oh, and I almost forgot. Of course, I'm gonna bring one of my point and shoot cameras. Since I have 28mm on my Nikon, I have 40, I have 135, I don't have 35. So maybe specifically for black and white, I'm gonna pick up Olympus XA. The last step would be to pack everything and head over to the airport. Talking about packing stuff. During my last trip to US, I bought this amazing AER CityPack Pro. So where I gonna put my stuff. So I still need to put my trousers there. Talking about trousers, hello. Then I have a tripod. This time I decided to choose the better option. Probably you remember from my video about New York, Cinestill 800T. So you can check it out somewhere here and there or whatever, where I failed to make some photos. Then of course I will not be carrying all this stuff every time with me. So I have this sling from Ulanzi. This bag has some flaws, but for the price, in comparison with Peak Design, and I don't worry to destroy this bag completely. Oh no, I almost forgot to say goodbye. Bye bye. See you in the next video.